Yeah, Paulie.
Dan, Hall of Famer Johnny Bench on the line for you.
Johnny, good to talk to you. Where do you stand on these Robo umpires?
The batteries went out on my robot, so I couldn't answer. Sorry, I was like, "How are we going to keep this thing doing?" I'm sure with technology it can work and everything else. I'm not big on it. I like our umpires. Some of them are not so good, but I still like our umpires. And I just think it's hard to measure a stance and get a direct line. They'll have to do it from the pitcher's mound pitching rubber to get the exact box in there, the rectangle. So I'm not 100% on it at all. What's your stance? I wasn't able to listen. I heard Joe earlier, but I didn't get.
I'm okay.
Your view.
I'm okay with it if they adjust to the hitter. I just think that they need to speed up the game a little bit. I don't think that the players should be adapting to an umpire's strike zone. It feels like baseball should have its own strike zone. That'd be like watching a tennis match and say, the umpire has his own dimensions there on the court. It should, right? It should be this.
Yeah.
This is what the strike zone is. But then all of a sudden you got Joe West or Eric Gregg, and they go, no, that's a ball. What? Or that's a strike. And I think that's what's crazy, that we've allowed them to have this much power, and they have their own interpretation of a strike zone.
Didn't somebody get thrown out the other day arguing about the Robo call or some minor league manager or something? I just don't know who's going to throw you out now, and who do you argue?
Well, no, they have an umpire. They have an umpire.
David Bell. What's he doing? Is he in a lawn chair?
No. He's there to say ball or strike. They send the message down to him.
Hell, Fritzy'd be able to go to work. This is great. Yeah, who's going to throw you? Well, the umpire's there, so he can throw you out. But what is it with David Bell's got thrown out like 7 or 8 times this year, and he's never won an argument. He's never going to win an argument. Yeah, and I guess he just feels good about it.
What's the best argument you ever heard when you were behind the plate?
Well, if you remember back in the World Series in 1970 when we played the Orioles, and Ken Burkhardt, great umpire. I love the guy. He was just great and everything else. And it was when Bernie Carbo scored, and Kenny had to say his back to the play, and Elrod didn't even come close to touch him, and Sparky was out there, but he didn't touch him, Kenny. He didn't touch him. I saw it clearly, Sparky. I saw it clearly. And one of the best was when Casey Stengel went out. Dennis Rybant was pitching, and Casey goes out, and Tom Gorman's telling me the story, the other umpire, and he says, and they're arguing, and Casey's trying to get the ball, and Denny won't give it to him, and so finally Tom goes out and says, "What's going on, Casey?" He won't give me the ball. Well, give him the ball. He said, "No, I'm not giving the ball. Give him the ball." He said, "No, I got this guy out last time." And Sparky said, "Yeah, but Casey said, "Yeah, but it's the same inning."
Oh, hey, how was Hall of Fame weekend?
Good. I just sent Fritzy a picture. I take my camera into our dinner, and I started this a few years ago where I take the picture because nobody had ever had a picture of the presentation when the commissioner gives the player his plaque or his ring. So I started going in, and then after that, I convinced them that, it's such a great affair. These guys never have any, evidence or anything else and a proof of what they really got received. So I started doing, well, they have the Hall of Fame photographer, Milo, in there. And so he now takes the pictures. But when he was gone and I walked over to each of the players and with Lee and Mike and Edgar and Mariano and Harold. And I said, "Put your ring on." And they'd never, it was still in a box. And I made all of them put the ring on. And so it was really cool. And I just had Fritzy a picture of Mike wearing his ring. And I have all of them holding their rings up. It was really kind of a special moment. And I go around, take pictures of the guys. I got a picture with Carlton, Randy Johnson, and Koufax. 3 pretty good left.
Why did it take this long for somebody to be 100% on the balance?
Well, I think it was the old school. The old guard said that, if the guys, nobody's ever been 100%. If Babe Ruth and all those guys aren't 100%, And it was just the old guys that voted, and now it's such a logistical thing, an analytic thing that everybody now just says, there's no way that this guy is head and shoulders above that, and they'll do it. And, I think it's just a matter of, is 100%. I mean, he was amazing. My goodness. I mean, he stood head and shoulders above everybody. And honest to goodness, it's just, you would crucify the guys that didn't vote for him. I mean, you'd have to do that. And I think they take a little more credence in the fact that it's not so much the old guard that didn't get voted in 100%, but it's actually the guys now that really deserve it.
Hey, Johnny, it's always great to hear from you. Thanks for joining us.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, you know what? I have a couple more chemo visits, and then I got to get off this damn steamed vegetable diet. And once I get off that, then hopefully things will be a little better.
Well, we're all hoping for that.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you asking. That's the great Johnny Bench joining us on the program.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.